Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope forecast for week commencing the 2nd of May. As this week begins, Venus, the planet of grace, of charm, of aesthetics, of fashion, but also of relating and of course of money, moves into the first zodiac sign of Aries. If you have been going through some soul searching around a relationship issue recently, this could bring you more into the present, especially if there has been, unfortunately, a separation in your situation. But Venus also moves into an immediate, sparkling alliance with Mercury in one of its two home zones of Gemini. Now this can lead to some flirtatious text winging around. It could also bring a greater sense of enthusiasm to the social scene. Of course, the Sun does continue alongside Uranus in Taurus, which is very much to do with our resources. But Uranus is asking us through the Sun to be as open-minded as possible, to not hold on to things that no longer serve our greater purpose. And in some ways that might be some of the things we've taken for granted a little bit because the cost of living has gone up so much. We might find actually that some of the things we thought were so essential we can let go, and because the two of them are forging such a very powerful and energizing link to the planet of drive, Mars, we can dig deep from within ourselves to find ways in which we can reorder things. Some of that sparkle that Venus and Mercury are going to bring, despite the fact that Venus is technically in its detriment in Aries, could be enjoying the interaction, the personal interaction, and that doesn't really cost anything at all. Now also, there is by Sunday a quarter moon in the sign of Leo. This sees the Sun in the 2nd, the Moon in the 5th, which just cautions us not to be too free and easy with our resources. But also, if there is somebody that we're rather fond of, perhaps they've become rather too used to us indulging them. And this could be a good moment to actually just reinforce our boundaries somewhat. But Jupiter, the planet of fortune, is forging a very powerful alliance to Pluto, the planet of transformation, that goes on all through this week. People who have this in their natal horoscopes are often very lucky and often make quite good progress in life in a material context. But of course, Jupiter in the sign of Pisces can be more of a spiritual dimension, but something can change or evolve in a way which pleases us through that particular influence. Also, Saturn in Aquarius is forging a semi-sextile to Neptune. Some of the things that we might think are very important to our structure of our lives, we might be able to let go of some of those with Neptune's help. But of course Neptune can erode structures in a less positive way, but I don't think that will be the case. I think again we can realise that some of the things that we think or thought were so important are not quite as important as they actually seem to be in the past. Now, if you would like to ascend above this Zodiac broadcast, if you give me 3 pieces of personal information, I can give you a roadmap that can guide the rest of your life. A natal analysis is so incredibly insightful, but also with this, with my special offer, you can also get a 12-month forecast, and the two working together, and I give you 30% off, can really be so very meaningful in terms of tapping your potential, avoiding pitfalls, and making the right moves at the right time. Please see the link below this video for more. Finally, if you are new to my channel, before I give you your Zodiac forecast, if you would be so good to subscribe, I'd be really grateful. I'm racing towards 100,000 subs. It's taken a bit longer than it should have done because of all my health issues, but your support is greatly appreciated. Hello Gemini, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 2nd of May. Mercury, your ruler, back home with you, is forging a beautiful link to Venus from the first day of this week to the end of the week. Mercury in your own sign gives you an opportunity to be in the moment, but of course the Sun and Uranus continue along with the North Node in your 12th house, which is more reflective. But the fact is, someone could get in touch this week. Someone that you really like. It could be a friend, it could be someone you haven't seen for some while. Maybe you'll just get an impulse to move forwards with something that's important to you, and your mind can sparkle with possibilities. But yes, there is the need to stay in touch with perhaps that shadow side of your nature, which is what the Sun and Uranus are asking you to do. But that could also be about diving deep to make the most of old talents and experiences that you've gained over many a moon. Because the Sun and Uranus are forging such a formidable link to Mars, running on from the solar eclipse, those past experiences and knowledge can actually come back to you in a major way over this next half year. So it's not just about this week, it is about the next 6 months too. Now, of course, Jupiter, the planet of growth, the planet of publishing, the planet of travel, of international affairs, is in your 10th house, your sector of success. And it's also linking very providentially to Pluto in your sector of income, especially business income, shared resources, anything to do with investments and savings. And sometimes in life, it is important to have maximum belief in what we do. So I think the alliance between those two this week can be very helpful. Now, the quarter moon, which occurs towards the end of this week, is a bit more challenging for your sign. It suggests that there could be a little bit of gossip doing the rounds. Maybe somebody's got an unhealthy interest in some of the personal strands that you've got going on. It's not that you need to be too guarded, but I'd certainly be mindful of those people in your circle or in your community that love to seize on a little bit of juicy tidbits and really sort of like get involved in stuff that's nothing to do with them. So I would keep your cards a little bit closer to your chest as this week comes to a close. But Sunday's quarter moon also could see someone surprise you with a revelation. And if they do, try to take it in your stride, because even if it does jar a bit, there may be something in the message that they impart that actually is worth considering rather deeply.